Good morning everybody, we're back up and at it. I've got some more bits in the old zinc tank there, bubbling away. While that's happening, what do I want to do? I want to start tearing this back wheel down. My little duck install. I said ducking. Behave. Right, now let's have a look at this old wheel here. This is the one off the 2000 bike. Tyre looks decent, and unless I find something particularly wrong with that, I'm going to reuse it. What's the age of it? I think you can tell the age somewhere, can't you? There's some markings that tell you what the age is. 1021, is that? Yeah, 1021, there it is, down there. Now if I'm not mistaken, that's telling us that that's October 2021. I think 3-year-old tyres, I don't think you're even allowed to use 10-year-old tyres now. I think they've become illegal. I'm not entirely sure, but this is a Metzler Sport Tech Street, and I think that's a decent tyre. Generally do. Now the finish on the wheel isn't great. It would probably polish up nice with a fair bit of work. I'm not prepared to put that work into it, so I am going to have them powder coated, and as I mentioned yesterday, I've already decided on the colour, and I won't reveal that at the minute. I know it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. Now that sprocket, although it's scruffy, it does seem to be in fairly good shape, so I may get a new chain and sprocket set, or I may just buy a new chain and give that the old zinc treatment. So anyway, let me get you set up and we'll start pulling this apart. I'm going to try if I can break the bead on this tyre. Again, I mentioned it yesterday, there's a trick I see on YouTube for getting a tyre off without any special tools. I'm going to give it a go, because if it works I can put the tyre back on using the same method and there will be zero damage to the wheel, because I won't be using bars or anything like that. But anyway, we'll come to that. Also, I want to take that disc off. May replace it, may clean it up, we'll have a look at it. A bit nervous of taking that off actually, because if these break you're kind of fucked really, and you're probably looking for a new wheel. Anyway, like I said, let me get you set up and we'll crack on. Okay, right, 2 reasons for doing this on camera. One, I can see which order this all goes back together by looking back at the film, and also gives you guys something to look at. So when I took this off, I put the axle back in, as you can see, with all the spacers and the all in the right order. So I'm going to take them off in that same order, pop them down on the floor down here. Again, look at the state of that. May zinc plate it, may paint it, don't know. I have to say, I'm getting bored with the zinc plating now. It's a bit of a bind, but you know, I'm gonna stick at it. I was thinking of zinc plating those, but they are cast aluminium. What do you call them? Spacers, not spacers. You know what I mean. That's going to be a clean up and a paint. And then we've got a big fuck off spacer. Move these along because I'm getting a bit of room. Wheel bearings, I think I'm going to replace them actually. Almost certainly, because they've got to come out to be powder coated. And can't really put back in second-hand bearings, and they're not expensive. I think they're about, I don't know, £5 a side or something, so £10 a wheel maybe, I don't know. Now that cush rubber, I was looking at these the other day and I don't think you can get them anymore, but fortunately this one does look in exceptionally good condition. So I'll pop that down there. Now we've got there's a big fuck off O-ring here. Probably replace that because we've got a big box of them. There's that. I think we'll let's get a big screwdriver here somewhere. Particularly big, but we'll try and lever out those oil seals. Again, they'll be replaced. This side hasn't got one. That probably won't. I tell you why, because it's in the sprocket, isn't it? Because that goes over the top. Yeah, we'll leave that one there for the time being. What next? Does that thing move or nope? Is there a circlip or something? It's got to come out somehow, isn't it? Let's get a drift. If I've got one long enough. Hang on, I've got to get off my big fat ass and get an hammer. Doing anything? No. I might have a quick look at the manual just to make sure, because I don't want to fuck anything up. Just see how they come out. I'm sure you just get a big drift and tap them out. A big fuck off screwdriver somewhere that's... I've got a big old manky long bastard somewhere, but I don't know where I've put it. Yeah, we'll find that. Right, let me have a quick look at the manual. Let me tidy this shit away that I've got down on the floor here, and we'll come back to that wheel. Right then, I've broken the golden rule and looked at the manual, and indeed there is a circlip in there. It was covered in grease, so we'll whip that out. But before I do, let's see if there's a cat in hell's chance that these things will. No, oh hang on, I thought it was rounding then. I think it started to round actually, so we will likely need to replace these, and they're bloody expensive, I do know. Now, interestingly enough, that's got copper slip on it, which is probably why that come out as easy as it did. However, I think that's wrong. I think you are supposed to Loctite the damn things in. I mean, it's brakes after all. The last thing you want is your fucking disc come walk, isn't it? You know, I think about editing while I'm making these videos, and I'm sitting here. I don't like editing, I'll be honest. I absolutely fucking hate editing. It's often the reason why I don't put videos up sometimes. I've got the footage there, just can't be asked to edit it. And even now I'm thinking about, right, I'm unscrewing these. I'm going to have to fast forward that. That's more editing work I don't want to do. Minimum thickness, 4.5mm. We'll check that. It's a bit scruffy. Whether or not I replace that is probably going to be down to price. I'm not too worried about spending money, but at the same time, if I don't have to. Oh, why would I? There's part of it again. Now I'm in trouble because I've got nothing to get hold of to get the rest out. Right, I'm going to work on that. I think there's going to be some swearing involved, so let's turn off the camera. Oh, have I fucked up here. I cannot shift that bit of circlip. I don't know if anyone out there's got any suggestions or whether I'll have even resolved it by the time this video goes live, but yes, I know it's my incompetence. I used shite tools and bust the circlip. There was no other reason, but I've tried wrecking the bearing, which I've succeeded in. The bearing's now wrecked, but I still can't get the bearing out. I can't get the circlip out, and I'm kind of, I've probably been bashing at this for 45 minutes. I'm running out of ideas how to resolve it. All for the want of a 10 quid pair of decent circlips, eh? But, you know, yeah, whatever. Anyway, until I get that out, I'm kind of fucked for moving on to the next bit. So, just keep trying, I suppose. Right, it's out. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just say it involved grinders, hammers, die grinders, lots of abuse, and eventually we got it out. So yeah, that's ready for the bit I wanted to do in the first place. Oh look, there's the remains of a circlip with die grind marks on it. Anyway, I don't want to talk about it. Leave me alone. Right, I need a valve key. Don't know. Have I got one? Something as simple as a fucking valve key. Have I got one or not? How can I not have a valve key? That's ridiculous. Hang on, I've got to find one. No, can't find it. We'll just have to deflate it and worry about it later. No, that's not. That still feels hard, even though there's more air coming out of it. I really need to get that valve out of there. I bought these a couple of months ago. Never used them, but they're supposed to be able to break a bead. Whether they can or not remains to be seen, I suppose. And then I think you're supposed to put that in there. Oh, do you know what they fucking do? I'm having a damn good job at to try at it anyway. I really should invest in a proper bead breaker or a proper tyre tool, to be honest. There we go. It only fucking worked. Now I was watching a chap on YouTube, and I can't find it now, to be honest with you, else I'd give him a shout and credit it to him, see if it works. But he was an American fella, so you know, we'll forgive him for that. But he reckons that if you can break the bead on a motorcycle tyre, like we have done, we can get the tyre off using nothing more than cable ties, believe it or not. Now, cable ties is not something I'm short of. I've got thousands of the fucking things. So, mind you, they're all quite short. I could do with some longer ones, to be honest, but what we do, or what he says we do, and this bit's not going to be that easy, but we've got to feed the cable tie through the bead, thus, then try and get it out the other side. I can just about see the end of it. We'll just get some long nose pliers, pull that through. Right, I've got to join these together because, like I said, they're fairly short. But what we do then is we tighten that cable tie. I'm not confident that this is going to work at all. I'm not confident at all. So, what I've now got to do, which I'll do off camera, is repeat that in 4 or 5 different places all around the wheel. So I'm going to do that. We'll turn the camera back on. Right, he might be onto something, you know, because I've tied that up as per his instructions. And this wheel is very loose. Now, when he did it, the wheel basically just fell out. Now that's just not going to happen here. But the reason I'm doing this is because if the wheel did just fall out, as he said, then when I've got mine powder coated, if I can just drop the tyre over as if, you know, no pressure whatsoever, it's going to cause less damage to them, isn't it? So, just see if I can get these any tighter, because I would like that wheel just falling out scenario that he had. I mean, even if I had them powder coated and had a tyre company fit the tyres for me, they're not going to guarantee not to damage my new powder coated wheels, are they? So I'm gonna call bullshit on that one, I think. But let me try and wrestle this tyre off, and then we'll come back. We'll tighten up them cable ties more, and then see if it slips on. I'm not writing it off just yet, but so far 3 out of 10. Right, got it off. Conclusion. As you can see, no cable ties. I've took them off. Now the problem you have is that when you've strapped those two innards together like I had, you're then trying to lever 2 innards over the rim, whereas if you cut the cable ties off, which I did, you lever 1 bead off, then you lever the other bead off. So I'm going to try and dig that video out again. I couldn't find it when I looked earlier. See if I can have another look at it, but I call bullshit. Anyway, I'm knackered. I need a cup of tea after that. Right then, that's that back wheel ready to go off to the powder coaters. Now this is the front end, which I've left in one piece, as you can see when I took it off the bike. So we need the front wheel off. We need to strip the tyre off that, and we also want this yoke here because we can get that painted up and fitted to the frame. So we're going to start stripping this down. Right, I've just gone ahead and tore that apart off camera. It wasn't that interesting, to be honest, but that's the yoke. We will try and get that bearing off on camera. I'm asking for trouble, I know, but we'll try and get that bearing off. We can then get this all painted up, dried and fitted to the frame. The forks are there, they all look good to me. I'll give them a proper look later, but they'll be cleaned, painted, oil changed and used as they are. The front wheel, I've torn all the bearing and everything out, learnt my lesson this time. This come apart real easy, so we need to get this tyre off, and then we'll think about getting these wheels off down to the powder coaters, get them sorted out, because as soon as they're back built up, they can then go back on the frame and we can actually have a rolling chassis. Anyway, I'm going to get that tyre off, probably using the same method as I just used on the back, and then, I don't know, we might call it a day then, or we might tackle this yoke, we'll see.